Boxing King Media powered by BYD. Delighted to be joined by Frazer Clarke out here in Derby in a nice little posh gym, golf place. What is it?
We're in Branston Golf Club, Burton on Trent.
Is this,
Derby-ish. Not close enough to Derby.
yeah. Is this like your regular spot for like your training and recovery?
Yeah, I use this mainly for the recovery. Sauna, steam, jacuzzi, swim. Um, it's just a nice environment, sometimes, especially in between camp, some leisurely gym sessions down here. Um, Lift a few Friday weights and get in the sauna and jacuzzi, yeah, so it's a nice spot.
Sweet man, and obviously we're here to talk about your fight and the aftermath of what happened, etc. But I just want to like rewind back a little bit and a couple of things that I saw in the build up to the fight that I wanted to ask you about, and just to kind of give the fans a bit of an insight into what it's like to be Frazer Clarke. I was watching your epilogue that you put out on your YouTube channel, and one of the things you put on there, and I think fans don't realize is sometimes that behind the fighters you're living personal lives, that you're juggling the same shit as everyone else, like whether your boiler's broken down or your missus is moaning about something because you ain't done this or you ain't done the washing, or do you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
haven't helped out around the house. So I think you said in there that you're juggling personal stuff. So maybe give us a bit of an insight. Well,
Just like as a great example, like there's things going on around the house that need doing. You get back at the weekend, and sometimes I just want to down tools. But I have two beautiful kids. I have to give time to energy. I have a missus. I have a family. I have other family, extended family that you want to see. And I see. I've had a few friends say to me, "Oh, you was a bit too much with the kids, or you had too much going on at home." I'm thinking like that is like everyday like life. Like on the weekends, that's when I'm home. That's what goes on, sort of thing. I mean, so it is very difficult. I know people watch like HBO 24/7 and see De La Hoya and Hopkins going into Big Bear for 10 weeks and not seeing civilization. But the reality is, if at some point they're having to sort other things out. There's a lot that comes with it. And maybe that is something I will try. Maybe I will try the 8 weeks of isolation. I don't think that would have affected the result October 12th because I felt physically and mentally absolutely perfect. But that's the truth, You try and take as many problems away by pre-planning and stuff like this, but life comes at you in all different ways and shapes and sizes, and things happen, and you have to be able to deal with them, and that's all it was really.
do you think fans and people maybe just sometimes forget that because we just see you as fighters who we just think, oh, you're doing your training camp and you're going to step into the ring, but people forget away from that you've got kids, you've got a wife, you've got to juggle time with them, and you can't just not see like a 7 year old and a 3 year old for like 2 months. It's just not normal, is it?
Well, I think once upon a time it happened. Marvin Hagler, that kind of thing happened. That's probably why there were a lot better fighters back then than there is now. That's probably part of the reason. Um, but for me, to get the best out of me, I like to see my family. I put it all in Monday to Friday. Weekends, I have to rest. And I've had good people tell me, no, it depends what rest is. I asked this question to Lennox Lewis: what is rest? I think resting is not training. I speak to Josh Boazzi, who gets information from Virgil Hunter's trainer. Not relaxing for them is off feet up on your bum, not walking about, not spending any energy. So it's all different, different people, different strategies. But resting for me is enjoying my kids, seeing my kids smile, taking them for a little walk around, around in the fresh air or to the park, or taking them to soft play for a few hours, spending some time with them, my family, my missus, and nipping down to see my nan, my granddad, my mum, dad, my brothers, cousins, nephews, nieces. That's my relaxing time. But everyone's different.
Yeah, it's important you put that time in as well because, like, end of the day, if you don't, then at the end of the fight, you've got nobody to come back home to because that's the reality, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is the reality of it. It's like I've said this for since I turned pro actually. Um, it's a hard few weeks after win, lose or draw. A few weeks after a fight, when you're not in the gym as much, you don't get me wrong. You come to a place like this, you can go in the gym. But when you're not forced to be in camp mode, it's a difficult few weeks to just sort of shift the mentality of, yeah, you still want to train, you still want to tick over, but you're not doing it 100% is hard. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot more difficult than people realize. Not being fully at it is difficult.
Indeed, and then we jump into fight week, and then obviously we had that press conference, and I remember watching, and then suddenly I saw you stand up and go shake hands with Fabio. Till this day, I don't know what kind of made you get up and shake his hand. What was that about?
It was just a sort of. It all seems a bit mad now, since the result, but it was just off the cuff. It wasn't like thought. It wasn't pre-planned. In a respectful way. It was almost. I looked to my right. There was Baturbiev. Over there was Bivol. There was all the big players in the game. So as far as promoters go, there was Eddie, there was Ben, there was Frank, there was Turkey Sheikh. And for two people like me and Fabio, like also I can't speak on his behalf, but for someone like myself, it was just what, like you're on the big stage, mate. Like I don't like to admit, I don't like to say, I've done this and done that, but it was a bit of like, listen, let's have the best fight. Let's try and do what we did last time, and well done to him, well done to me. And at the same time, a bit of like, let's size him up and feel it a minute. Um, yeah, but just there's nothing in it really. Just at that particular time, that's what I felt like doing.
Wicked. And then we get to fight night. You get in the ring. What I think the obvious question is like, do you remember much of it? Because I've heard from fighters before when they get stunned, they don't remember what happened after that. What do you remember?
So the actual moment, it happened really quick. Um, I can go back to obviously the walkout, last minute on the stage, come down, do the walkout, get in the ring. I remember the first round, I don't even know what minute was it, what last minute of the first round. So the first 2 minutes, I remember it being quite cagey, not a lot happening. I think he got a few shots off first, a few jabs. I thought I've got to pick the jab up here. We caught each other with a solid jab, but I think I got the better of it. I landed a couple more jabs, and then it just happened really quick. The last thing I remember is being facing out the ropes the wrong way and looking and seeing the ref at the corner of my eye. I thought he was coming in. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, next thing you know, it's all over. I think. Wait, did I get tangled in the
You
ropes?
did.
I remember being tangled in the ropes a little bit. Yeah.
What do you remember pain wise? Because obviously for people watching it, it was like I told you before off camera, like it was like like a physical shock to watch as a fan ringside.
Yeah.
But what was it like for you to feel that shock?
So on the instant, obviously it's adrenaline. You're still there. I have no shame in saying this. It's embarrassing. So I'm just a human. It's embarrassing. Um, but I did feel a crack straight away. I didn't know to what extent. I didn't know there was like a lump, a dent in my head. And whilst we're here and we're doing this, first of all, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that showed a lot of concern because, believe it or not, I've not watched it back yet, but I've had so many messages of so many people just concerned about my health. And it really does mean a lot. I can never reply to all of them, but if you are watching this, it means a lot that people are concerned about my health because, like we said, I have a family and boxing's great, but life is bigger than boxing. So from the bottom of my heart to anyone that's messaged, asked about me, and just concerned if I'm okay as a person, forget the boxing, just me as a person, it means a lot.
That's amazing, man. And like I said, I remember messaging Angel whilst he was in hospital because it was weird because I couldn't concentrate watching the main event because I was just thinking about you. But it's good that obviously you recovered and we're here now talking. So you said that you felt the crack, which is pretty gruesome in itself when you say that.
Yeah, but it's not like, unfortunately, like the realization of my sport is I've been in it long enough. I remember, like, I've got a cracked cheekbone. I've had a cracked cheekbone on this side before. I broke wrists, I broke hands. I've had hamstring injuries. Like I've been through pain in boxing a lot of times, and it looked a lot more gruesome than it was. Thankfully, I'm in good health. Another big shout out here to Turkey Sheikh himself. He personally got onto a surgeon. The surgeon told me he was summoned from his bed to come and look after me. And the doctor as well was summoned from his bed. They wasn't supposed to be at work, and they was rang and told to get to me and look after me. So that will be forever in my heart. Forget about Saudi, forget about the big boxing shows. Just a person of that importance taking the time out to make sure that I got the care and love that I needed, so I could get back to my family. Never be forgotten.
I think that's something Angel told me at the airport when I bumped into him. Like, what was the moments like? In I know they ushered you onto an ambulance, and were you like when did you kind of like well, back in the room type of thing, like
Yeah,
where you
no,
knew it was going?
it was quite soon. It's right, quite soon. In that initial moment, selfishly, first thing I wasn't bothered about. At first, you're not bothered about your health. I'm gutted with the result first and foremost. Um, the biggest moment of my life, the biggest moment of my career, and I screwed it up. In a nutshell, I didn't get it right on that particular moment. So you're upset with yourself, but then I think it was like obviously you're in an ambulance, and my missus' face told a bit of a story. I didn't even know I had the lump in my head till then. I don't think. So what's up? She said, "Oh, you need to see your face, your head." We showed her on the camera. I'm saying, "Oh dear." Um, they're sticking everything all over me, and I've had a few friends in the game, a few people I know that have brain injuries. So, mom, they come to you, and I'm saying to the doctors, to the people now, is my brain okay? They're doing all checks with me, like, can I see certain things? I'm fine. It's a little bit blurry, but I'm fine. I can see I'm fine. I'm telling them I'm fine. They're saying like basically we need to get you into a scan ASAP. So that's when it's a bit like, whoa, like, what do you mean a scan? Like, my cheek hurts a bit, like, I'm fine. But obviously they're taking precautions, you know what I mean? So I goes, I'm worried, I'm a bit upset. I knew my son wasn't going to watch it. I asked my daughter sort of not to watch it. She was with her mum, and I knew she would watch it because she wants to see her dad do well. And that was playing on my mind. My kids were playing on my mind a lot until I knew that my brain was okay. Broken bones I could deal with. Like, it's not an issue. Like, my career's still well up and running. I've got the medical check in a couple of weeks. Get they all clear the tick. After Christmas we can go again. But obviously if it's a brain, then you're done. It's done there and then. Do you know what I mean? So thank God for that. Um, yeah, man. I think it was like after the brain scan that when I could when they told me, look, everything's perfect as it should be. That's when I could just like take a deep breath and just, yeah, it's a bad situation, but I'm live to fight another day as such.
When you came back, and did you have a moment where, so the lights are off, it's just you sat on your own, and then the whole realization of obviously your hard work that you put into camp, what you went out to try and achieve, and obviously it didn't go your way. Have you had that realization moment?
Yeah, I think with it being in Saudi, and we was determined to get a flight back. We had a flight at time booked, and we didn't want to miss it. But at this point, I still had an operation. You're waiting around. Listen, I went from the operating table to being okay to them saying, "Look, we need to keep you for a little while just to make sure you're okay." I said, "Look, I'm absolutely fine." They come and did the checks to give me my medication. I was back to the hotel. I was changed. I was chucking everything in the bag. I was to the airport. Seeing you at the airport.
Yeah.
Seeing a few guys at the airport. We're back. Need to get back to my babies ASAP. I needed to get back to my kids. I needed my kids. Before we got home, I went to my daughter's school, pulled her out of class. The next morning, no sleep. Let me just get that embrace, because it's a little bit scary for a little minute there. So that was it. And then let me see my son and everything like that. And then what you have to remember is life goes on. Mrs. goes back to work. Kids go to school. I think it was we got back on Monday. Tuesday, Danny had off with me, so she's entertaining all day. We're watching this and that, going around, seeing Nan and mum and dad and whatnot. The Wednesday morning, kids have gone to school, Miss has gone to work. You're at home on your own. I'm on the sofa. I need something to eat. I can't eat. I've got no fruit to put in the blender. I'm having a coffee to try and fill a gap. A few days ago, I had the opportunity to become British champion on the biggest stage of them all. I'm on the sofa. I'm watching whatever's on. The blinds are down. The curtains are dark. I've got no social media. Friends, the people are the phone's not stopped ringing, messaging. Everyone's ringing, messaging, say, "Oh yeah, oh you know what I wanted? I wanted the world to, I wanted the ground to swallow me up, man. I was so gutted with myself. You're mad at the world for a minute. Why me? Why? You know, I'm asking God, why did that happen? You know, I'm thinking, is it karma? Is it this? Is it that? It's just bad for a day, you know. My missus come back checking. I'm like, oh, what's up with you? Come on, like, you know. She's been great. She's been fantastic. You know, she really has got me through it. Yeah, just a hard few days. And you know what I thought? I'm telling her, I'm saying, listen, you were gonna have to adapt to life a little bit now. I ain't going out. I'm not leaving the yard. I'm in the house for a few days. The people are obviously people on the estate are saying, "Oh, even though people are coming around, people are trying to say, are you okay, Frazer? I'm going to putting stuff in the bin." The neighbor over the road is, like, "Oh, you okay, bro? Yeah, I'm all right. Let me get back inside quick. Close the door, lock the door. I don't want to leave." So it was horrible for a few days.
You shouldn't have to feel like that
No,
because
no,
you
you
don't.
should
You
be.
know,
He's not. It's nature, man. It's crazy.
yeah. And I love the fact that you had to go to your daughter's school and pull her out of class and give her a hug because that must have been a beautiful moment.
It was hard, mate. Like when I seen her face, like I wasn't like I said. I think I was on Sky and I said like I was naive before the fight. I didn't think that could have happened to me. I'm naive again now because I don't think it'll ever happen to me again. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Who knows? But in them moments, no anyone in the world, human nature, people don't want to get knocked out, do they? Simple as that. It happened to me, and I'm gutted. And yeah, my daughter's face lit me up, man. It really, really.
That's beautiful to know, Fraser. And you know, after your loss, there was a bit of controversy. I know you stayed off social media. There was talk about the fly gloves, all that kind of stuff. And I understand it's kind of been put to bed, but did you hear much of that? And what do you make of it? And also within that question, there were people wondering in the first fight you traded leather for 12 rounds. Or how did the first, I mean, just explain to somebody who's not a boxer why that can happen, where you can lose in a round to having a 12-round war.
Yeah, so I'm still asking myself the same question. If we're honest, I've not seen on the controversy about the gloves. I've not seen nothing about it. I had a few things sent to me which I've glimpsed and gone through. I wasn't interested. The top and bottom is I, I'm a man. I take the defeat like a man. Was there a conversation about the gloves beforehand? There was a few comments about it, passing comments. I was still happy to fight. Um, it was more in conversation with the two teams before a fight, which probably goes on with a lot of people and a lot of gloves. Um, but I've not played on no good the glove situation. Listen, I got hit with a good shot off a good fighter. He can punch, and it put me to bed. It's that simple, you know. I'm never gonna sit here and make excuses for getting knocked out because it was in my hands. You know, I was in the ring. I was supposed to be looking after myself, and for that particular 1 second, I didn't do my job properly and paid the consequence.
Because you haven't seen it back, you won't know this. But you know what was kind of amazing to see. And I know people have said, "Oh, you need to stop fighting again, and you shouldn't fight again." I know people have been saying you're 35. Let's clarify: you're 33 years old, not 35. One of the big things I picked up, Fraser, was I don't know if you know this, but when you got dropped, and then obviously you could see the physical impact on your face. You still tried getting up. I don't know if you know this or not, but you was climbing onto the ropes. You was trying to get up. That's amazing for you to be in that position, to be that hurt and subconsciously think, I ain't fucking going down. I'm getting back up. I'm gonna carry on fighting.
Oh, brother, like I'm not here trying to say that I'm Superman or I'm superhuman. But if you want to keep me down, put one straight between my eyeballs. Because if not, I'm going to keep trying to fight, especially in a boxing match. It's just my job. It's just who I am. You know, I'm not saying I'm the toughest man in the world or anything like that. But you know, unless you nail me to the canvas, I'm gonna try and keep trying.
And like I said, when you watch it back, you'll see that you tried getting back up, and that says a lot about you as a character. Just the last thing I want to say to you as well, you know, people saying that you need to stop fighting because of your fractured cheekbone. I came across a serious injury. Vinny Pazienza, do you know the injury that he had?
He breaks his back.
Dislocated vertebra, two fractured vertebrae in his neck. He came back 13 months later and won a world title.
Yeah, I mean it's ludicrous. You know, we hear the thing about 35. I mean, I'm 33 and I'm a heavyweight, and Listen, I might not look the most athletic of the heavyweights. There's a little bit of chub around the gut. But I promise you, if anyone wants to go, stride for stride or test for test, I'm as fit as a butcher's dog. Got a really good team, really good people around me. Um, I impressed myself this camp with the way I was moving. The things I was doing, the numbers I was hitting. I impressed myself, so I'm fit. That's no issue. And as far as the injury, I don't know if people know, but this is boxing, man. This is not the. Do you think this is the first time I've cracked the cheekbone? It's the first time millions of people have seen it. I've been in the game for a long time. Joe Joyce cracked this one, ABA final 2012. Broke my hand boxing Guido Vianello in the WSB in the first round. Carried on, won the fight. They've got the scores to prove it. These things happen. It's part and parcel. And someone sent me a screenshot of someone saying, "Retire from boxing before boxing retires you." I'm just thinking, it's the sport I'm in. It's a sport I love, and with all due respect to everyone's opinion on whether everyone's allowed their opinion, but I'm my boss, and I'm gonna make that decision. And whilst I'm still fit and healthy, here to have this conversation with you, here to still do the run that I did last night, here to still go and do the gym session I'm gonna go and do in the morning, in a minute, and again in the morning. Like I'm really fine, honest to God. Like I've got a couple of cracks in my cheekbone that are gonna heal up. I'm doing the right things. I'm eating the right foods to make sure that happens. Like I say, it's happened before on this side. Never had a problem with it since. I'll be okay. Thank you for everyone's concern, but I'll be okay. I'm still got entertaining big nights left in me. I know that. I just know for a fact. Like I said, congratulations to Fabio. Fantastic performance, fantastic knockout, devastating. I'm sure they're going to play it for years to come.
Did you reply to his message? 'Cause I think you apparently sent you a message on Instagram.
When I did log back on, I replied to Ben Davidson. I replied to Fabio Wardley.
Are you able to share what you said?
I've not got the app. I can roughly. I said, congratulations on the victory, champ. Enjoy it, enjoy the moment. I wish you every success in the future going forward. Um, I was dying to say until we meet again, but he just knocked me the fuck out. So I just thought I'd keep it quiet. Just shut up for a minute. But like I say, this game is crazy. The world is crazy as well. So this is the bit everyone's gonna kill in the comments. But never say never to see me and Fabio Wardley in the boxing ring again. The world's full of crazy things, and I'd still one day, in whatever situation happens, no matter how it happens, I'd love to do this fight again.
Well, I wish you all the best, Fraser, and I genuinely appreciate you giving me your time today. And I'll say this for both of you. I think both of you are great guys, and unfortunately, there had to be a loser. It had to be you this time, but I'm sure you'll have your chance and come back again. Any last words before I let you go?
Just a quick one. Just just a thank you to everyone that's shown concern, locally, nationwide, and globally. Thank you to the people that came to the hospital. Thank you to my trainer Angel Fernandez, my whole team. Ben Shalom, who came to the hospital, and some of the guys from Boxer. Joe was there. Thank you to them. And I want to just also thank Matchroom Boxing, Queensbury Boxing, Boxer, Sky Sports, DAZN, BT, just everyone for the fight week. Really, I think it was for myself, other than the result, such a positive place to be in for boxing, to be on all broadcasts, to be giving time to everyone. Don't get me wrong, it's a little bit tiring, and I think they're gonna have to figure it out one way or another how to do it a little bit better. But it was just an absolute pleasure to be part of such a big show, and the future of boxing is looking like it's gonna happen like how it was happening on that fight week, and I will be involved in it. I'll be back in Saudi Arabia. I'll be back in big fights. People aren't going to believe that. People are going to say, not give me a chance. But I'm backing myself. I'm betting on myself to come through this adversity with flying colours and go back to the team and work hard again and show everyone that I'm made of the real stuff and I want to do myself proud.
God willing, Fraser, brother, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Top man.